This is a ranting video of the recently finished airing Chinese web drama 月上重火, and the winner is love. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where a junkie on good storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. 月上重火, and the winner is love has finished airing recently on all Chinese web drama streaming platforms. It was initially quite anticipated by a lot of the fans of both the male and female lead. Today, I'm only gonna rant about 2.3 episodes of this drama because that's literally how far I managed to go before I decided not to waste my life on this drama. Yet still I dressed up because I got this new fan. Perfect for this video. Let's not get super serious because this drama is definitely not that serious about storytelling. So before I start ranting, I don't even want to give it a rating because I haven't seen the drama really. I only saw like what, 1/20th of the drama. It's kind of unfair to rate it. Now let's officially start the renting process. If you go to watch this drama on all web platforms in China right now, original first scene is almost completely cut out of the drama. Because when this drama first went live in China, someone very soon found out that the opening sequence is very, very close to a sequence in the game Final Fantasy XIV. In terms of the choices of the shots, which one connects to which one, and what type of scene they're trying to set up, it's extremely similar. Internet immediately started to accuse this drama of plagiarism. As a response, they deleted the first scene. So now if you go on the web and try to watch this drama streaming it, you will not be able to find that first scene, just so you know. It kind of didn't start well for this drama. The biggest problem I see in this drama is it just doesn't have any logic. And if it's only a couple of scenes, that's kind of stretching it, okay. But when I was watching the first 2.3 episodes, literally everything I see does not make sense. Let's start from the beginning. First, this drama introduces you to our female lead character and how her father died, because her father invented this magical, super powerful kung fu that is a mix of a 心法, which is like the internal practices of whatever magic that Chinese people have invented, and then the external part. So you kind of have to practice both at the same time. If you only do one, then you are bounded to 走火入魔 and kind of go crazy and start to massacre people. The weird thing is, if the dad invented this thing and he only practiced one part of the two parts thing and got crazy, then why would the people in this world setting all agree if you practice two together, it's gonna be fine? Because literally it's something that hasn't been tested because the inventor of it is dead due to only practicing one of the two things. So like, where does that logic lie? The entire Wuling is chasing after the magic of these two things that need to be practiced together, but without actually even one person previously succeeding at practicing it together. So our girl is growing up now and she needs to leave this Chonghuo Palace and then go to this big conference to take back the other half of this magical thing. And the premise tells you that during these 5 years, Chonghuo Gong, the Chonghuo Palace, have been named by the entire Wuling as the bad people. And there will be a lot of people who are interested in what she has and would want to steal it at all costs. So somehow they decided they're gonna dress up in uniform that is totally their palace colors so everybody would recognize who they are, ride their horses proudly, and letting the female lead have this important, most treasured stuff on her back because she's the heir and nobody else has the right to have it. Does that make sense? She's clearly not the strongest in the group, so shouldn't that be like on the back of somebody who is the strongest person? Also, if you really want to be low-key, why do you dress up like that? Also, if you dress up like that and you have one character holding the most treasured stuff on her back, wouldn't it be better to camouflage that so that everyone in your group has the exact same thing on their back? It's not that expensive to make just another extra 9 boxes that look exactly the same. So if somebody really want to steal it, they would have to guess among the 10 boxes which one is the right one that holds the scroll. But somehow they decided not to do that. It made it so clear that the female lead is holding it on her back. And obviously, as soon as they walked out of their mountain, people start to try to take it from them. As this is happening for our female lead, our male lead shows up for the first time and 撞枪口上了 because 罗云熙 playing 上官头 is playing 古琴 the wrong way again. Princess Silver, he was also playing 古琴 and he was putting it exactly the same way, the wrong way, as he does it in this drama. The head need to be hovering. It cannot sit on the table. And don't you mistaken for the part that the way he plays it would make that sound as you see it in a drama. It's totally due to the post-productions person trying to fit some kind of notes to the way that he moves his fingers, but if he actually played it in that way, it would not make that sound. On the other side, the female lead is on her way to this conference and some bad people trying to steal it from her because she kind of literally ran in front of them and said, I am from Chongho and blah, 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 and then she has that on her back. I was like, yeah, it cannot be more obvious. And that person didn't succeed because she has a very strong protector. And what did she decide to do? Chase after the person who is already running away trying to steal her stuff on herself with the most treasured stuff on her back. That makes so much sense. And his protector and kind of like the secretly in love but never would succeed character went after her immediately. She's on a horse chasing a bad person who literally doesn't need to be chased at this point, and he is on the horse chasing after her and somehow didn't manage to find her, even though he literally left immediately. Is it because she is the kind of future heir of wherever you are, so her horse's horsepower is like 10 times stronger than your horse? Yeah. So what happens? She is lost in the woods and then bad people again, and our male lead comes out to her saving. Okay. But the thing is, if you're blinded and fighting off a group of men who are attacking you and trying to kill you, then somebody joins from the behind or from the top, whatever, and grabs onto you. Shouldn't you be worried about if that person is also a bad guy and try to attack him? Instead of just quietly being pulled away by him because somehow you have the female lead's magic of knowing it is the male lead coming to your rescue, so you don't need to worry about that. Logic. And then he wins, obviously, and takes her to a cave with a cloth on her eyes. If you saved somebody, shouldn't you be the person trying to get her back to her groups of people, to her protector, to all her friends in the ancient hotel? But our male lead decided not to. Instead, he went to look for a cave and had some bonfire because drama trope suggests the male lead and the female lead have to be alone in some enclosed space. Get intimate without actually thinking about the logic. Also, like, where is the guy who's chasing after her? Like, did he just vanish? He needs to get another horse. That horse is not working properly. And afterwards, when she is still asleep in the morning, he leaves. Before that, he puts out this firework to alarm her friends where she is. So, the person finally found her. And his excuse is, I've been looking for you for all night, I couldn't find you. I'm like, yeah, okay, I believe in that. It totally makes a lot of sense. I feel so sorry for those kind of supporting roles who just have to accept this kind of world doesn't have logic. Everything just serves the purpose of squeezing male lead and female lead together. Oh, and I forgot to mention, during their sweet conversation in the cave at night, he also mentioned that he buried her horse. It was a huge horse. If you have to dig a hole that is that big to put a horse in and then cover it, like, how are you like not getting yourself totally dirty and soiled up? He's dressed in perfect white. Also, like, where is the tool? Like, do you have a shovel that you carry with you to bury a horse? I know this is wuxia, I know people have superpowers, but still, from an architecture graduate, digging soils and building stuff is extremely exhausting. There's a lot of work involved. I mean, maybe he has a magical bobcat, I don't know. And then another supporting role shows up who comes from Lin Dianshan, and yeah, that opening sort of exhibition of his skills looks very embarrassingly weird. I have to say the kung fu of this drama and how they design the shots to film all those stunt sequences are too archaic. Not very good for the actors in terms of making them look really cool and nice. Then you see a group of good people sitting down at a table and then discussing about what kind of bad thing they're gonna do. And this is a very tropey setup of the 名门正派, the good people supposedly in this world setting are actually all nasty, really bad people. But shouldn't you even just try, attempt to hide that a little bit? Because look at their makeup. Look at what they're talking about, and then listen to the BGM during that scene. It's like, yeah, it's definitely not good people sitting down and talking about good stuff. Then it got to the big meeting conference. They were all sitting there watching people fight each other, and the tea got poisoned. But the funny thing is, on the preparation table, they have different trays of the tea and the cups. And apparently for every table, it's the same tea. So why would you need a tablet that says which group of people have this tray? Since it's all the same, you can just pour the tea in the pot and then take it to different tables. Just see which table doesn't have it and then just add a new one. Like, what's the point of having the name written down on that tray? Basically, it's totally designed for the bad people to put poison in the targeted group's teapot. It's so convenient. The world conspires to make plot happen because the writer said so. And then this guy gets poisoned, and he still is thinking about, I have to keep that scroll safe because it's my responsibility. So he tells his 师妹, you have to protect it. You have to protect it. And she's like, okay. And she turns around and gives it to the monk. I would just entrust it to you because you look like a good person. Ha. Ha. And at that point, I really want to quit watching this drama. But I was like, let's just go to another episode just to see, because shit is gonna go down very soon. Definitely when they open up the box, they're gonna find something is weird about those scrolls. I just want to see what happens there. So I went to the next episode, and that's when, after watching that scene, I'm like, I'm done. I'm not watching this drama anymore. So in the next episode, they kind of got together and opened the box and discovered, yeah, the scroll is empty. There's nothing written on it. And I'm not gonna talk about how people start to blame each other and that totally doesn't follow logic. The thing is, when you look at that scroll, it's barely a meter long and it's not that big. And Chinese traditional calligraphy written with brushes cannot be too small. Like, yeah, you can write very small ones, but like on that kind of material, you literally cannot write stuff that's too small. So if the one half of the two magical kung fu that people are chasing after can be actually written on a physical space that's only that big, that means there aren't that many characters in there. So how is this whole thing secure for keeping it? Because it's invented in Chonghuogong. So it will be so easy for anyone living in Chonghuogong to have access somehow to this thing secretly. If they're bad enough, they can steal it out and just read it and remember it. It's probably shorter than a lot of the articles that Chinese students have to recite during their middle school years learning Chinese. And if it's that short, and if there's anyone who has any kind of close to photographic memory, just take a look at it and they will remember the whole thing. Why does it need to be written down in this form and locked in two boxes that's been kept in two places and for 5 years, and somehow everyone in this world believes it's a safe way to do it? If it's like really long, like 1 million characters, so that nobody could possibly remember it easily, even if you want to steal it and copy it, it's gonna take too much effort to do. Okay, I understand, you keep it like a physical copy and it's very hard for people to copy it, but it's literally only that big. When that tiny scroll shows up on the screen, I'm like, I'm done. 超多无口. Basically, there's too much stuff to rant about. I just have no mouth to do it. I literally have ranted about every scene of this drama, starting from the first moment to about the beginning of the 3rd episode. So by this stage, I'm like, goodbye. I don't care if it has Luo Yunxi, who looks really dashing, who has a lot of really pretty fight scenes, because trained as a dancer, can do choreography very well. I don't care. If he acts really well later in the episodes, I still could not bring myself to watch his drama because it totally disregards the basic logic of like living in 3-dimensional world. I don't care if people have magic in your world, it still has to follow certain basic rules of Why do Chinese people deserve such bad dramas? Why do people think it is okay to waste millions, tens of millions of RMB, of like equivalent to dollars, to film stuff that are just totally garbage? As if the cesspool of Chinese drama is not big enough and deep enough and stinking enough. I'm not saying there aren't good dramas out there. There are brilliant ones, and we will talk about one very soon. But I think I saw a couple of clips of later episodes that has weird things happening again that made me just go, thank heavens I didn't continue watching. That's the end of this pretty long ranting video. In China, a lot of people have ranted about this drama in their different ways. Unbelievably, that's most of the drama reviewers I follow have laughed at the ridiculous nature of the plot and just like total failure of logic in this drama. So if you've seen those videos, it may actually repeat some of other people's points because yeah, everybody notices it. It's not that hard when you try to think through like, what is happening here? What is happening there? So have you seen this drama? Do you like it? If you really do love it, please don't feel offended by what I've said in this video. It is my personal opinion and it's my personal reaction. And I stand by the fact that I'm happy I didn't continue watching it. We have a very big world. It should be able to accommodate everyone's preferences. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.